Interestingly, it had quite a big database that we were able to utilize for cross promotion of various services and things like that. So we actually made a little bit of money out of it while we owned it and before we sold it. So yeah, search funds exist. There's loads of them. The biggest challenges you have with them are they tend to be run by people that get too bogged down in the detail. But the other thing, if you were thinking of mirroring it as an option, I think the biggest challenge is you end up doing all of the work, but sharing most of the upside with the people who put the cash into the fund. So you end up only with a sliver of the equity. And when you're doing a small business where the flip is probably 6, or if you're lucky, early 7 figures, and you've only got a small percentage of it, and you've done all the work, it's quite soul destroying at the end of it all. Great experience, I'm sure, but I think there are ways of you acquiring the whole business, just like Steve did, without using cash up front, so therefore not having to raise this small private equity fund. And I think that would be a better way forward. Best way to source, I think I've kind of covered. How would you go about finding companies? Yeah, that's also been covered. So yeah, speak to people, reach out. But basically, if you want to start doing deals like this, don't get hung up on the deal. Don't get hung up on the deal structure and how you're going to put it together. Just start talking to business owners in the sectors that you would like to own companies in. So if you want to own air conditioning companies in Colombia, start speaking to air conditioning company owners in Colombia. Find them on LinkedIn, reach out to them, have a chat, and just start talking to them, because you'll start to find out what the common pain points are, start to understand how they tick. You'll probably speak to 2 or 3 where there are obvious synergies or crossovers or problems that one could solve with the other. And it'll just give you a really good grounding of the area that you're getting into, and you'll get a feel for whether or not there's an opportunity. And you'd be surprised how many of those rapport-based conversations can actually turn into a deal or the makings of a deal that you might not get the first time, but it's great experience. It teaches you a lot, taking one to the altar, but not quite getting married.